Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This video is dedicated to the Bruno Travalja family. It was reported on September 16th, 2016 that Bruno Travalja became dizzy the day prior while working on remodeling a hotel in New York City, became dizzy while on the 47th floor and accidentally fell over the edge to his death. What I'm going to show you in this video is that this man was no doubt murdered, and he was murdered by the numbers. Let's just begin with the headline. New York architect dies after plummeting from 47th floor of Midtown skyscraper. Authorities identified the victim as 52-year-old Bruno Travalja, the owner of Crown Architectural Systems. He was reportedly taking measurements for a glass barrier to be installed on the rooftop terrace of the flat hotel when witnesses said he became dizzy and plummeted almost 47 stories Thursday afternoon. So he's 52 years old. He fell 47 stories. These numbers, 52 and 47, have a major relationship in gematria. We're going to talk about how this hotel was on 52nd Street. He fell from the 47th floor. Let's begin with authority. Authority has gematria 52 and 47, and as we know, it is the authorities who are responsible for the ritualistic killing by the numbers. Authority, the police, the media, the government. This is who is responsible for this ongoing ritualistic killing. This is why there's so many unsolved mysteries in this world. It's because the authority is doing the killing and using their authority to get away with it. Misreporting what happened, filing false police reports, judges that are paid off. There's a major mafia in place in this world, and it is Freemasonry. So the 52-year-old fell from the 47th floor at the hotel that's at 135 West 52nd Street, right across the street from the Rockefeller Plaza. His name, Bruno Travalja, even has gematria 47. From the 47th floor, name gematria 47, 52 years old. The hotel on 52nd Street, the Flat Hotel, gematria of 52. Remember, the Freemasons have something called the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. The Freemasons are builders. They pride themselves on being the invisible architects of society. This man, a builder, an architect. The Freemasons have the 47th problem of Euclid. Their compass is set at 47 degrees. The 47th problem of Euclid is about how to make a square foundation using the North Star, which to the Freemasons is known as the pole star. Now check this out. Foundation has gematria of 52 and 47, just like framework. 47th problem of Euclid. Pole star also has the gematria of 47, but not 52. The 47th problem of Euclid using the pole star. In terms of why those numbers, in numerology, 4 alone represents foundation, and 7 is the 4th prime number. So 4 and 7 have a relationship. 47th problem of Euclid, how to establish foundation. The reporting of this man's death came September 16th, the day leaving 106 days left in the year. Authority has gematria of 106, like Polestar. Also, he died the day prior. Been talking too much this morning. The day he died, September 15, 2016, a date with a life lesson number of 33, a number of sacrifice, a number of Freemason obsession, Freemason fixation. This happened in New York. New York also happens to be one of the few states that has gematria of 33. The big G in the middle of the Freemason compass set at 47 degrees represents 33, among other things. The name of his company, Crown Architectural Systems, has gematria of 107. Logical reasoning. The reporting was September 16th, leaving 106 days. He died September 15th, the day leaving 107 days left in the year. He had his own company, with a name gematria of 107. I suspect that this man, like many other builders, was a Freemason, and somewhere along the way he slipped up and he broke his Masonic oath. And I'm starting to suspect more and more, and I've always thought that this might be the case. So many people in this world are in Freemasonry. A lot of the celebrities that we talk about dying by the numbers, they're part of Freemasonry. You study Freemasonry, even PBS years ago, when I first started this work, either 2013 or 14, put out an hour-long episode on Freemasonry and its history of killing, and its history of killing within its own for people breaking their oaths. You start to look at how all these people died by the same Masonic numbers, you have to wonder. And this man, like many other Freemasons, likely born into it, probably through his family. It's probably no coincidence his name sums to 47, this super special number. The death of an architect. Just show you so you can appreciate that word architect in terms of Freemasonry. The Freemasons, again, pride themselves on being the invisible architects. Architect has gematria 42, like building, like Freemason, like knowledge. The Freemasons pride themselves on being the keepers of knowledge, the invisible architects of society. History, his story. But whose story? It's the Freemason story. 42, very special number. Our Bibles, they're called 42-line Bibles. When they were first printed, the New Testament begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. Freemasonry has its signature on the things that control us, the things that govern over us. Their symbols, the big G. The big G in Satanic Gematria and Sumerian also represents 42. Going with the architect, the Freemason, the building. Freemasonry based in Jewish history, Solomon's Temple. Zionism is a Masonic movement. Israel, the Zionist nation, established in 47 on the 333rd day of the year. 47th problem of Euclid equals 333. On the 333rd day of 47, the Masonic Zionist nation of Israel established. Don't overlook that 135 either. The death of this man, the hotel, the address was 135 West 52nd Street. Glad I caught that because I almost forgot. Plummeted 47 stories. And right here, it says he had his safety harness on, but it wasn't secured. Pretty sure whoever threw him over the edge is the reason it wasn't secured. You know what I mean? Safety harness, 52. 52-year-old. Bruno. Murdered. See, that's what's sick, though. Even if these people are part of the secret society and they're breaking their oath, why does the rest of the world need to be tormented with lies? That's why this whole secret society, Freemasonry, needs to get put to bed. With regards to this being right next to the Rockefeller Center, Trump was at the Rockefeller Center the night of the selection. This news came just before the presidential election, which is really a selection. Just a reminder, since this death was right outside where Trump was the night of the election, Trump was in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel. You can look it up, 47 stories. President has gematria 47 and 52, like White House, like government, like authority. The name Trump alone has gematria 47. Again, the night of the selection, he was in the same place, 47-story hotel. His wife, Alexis Travalja. Check this out. Alexis Travalja has gematria 47. Amazing how many of these Masonic men are married by the numbers, married to wives that have the right numbers. It really is mind-blowing. She has the 47 name gematria, also the 223. Masonic equals 223. The Synagogue of Satan 223. Another very special number to Freemasonry. The name of the hotel he fell from, gematria 44. His construction firm was in Ridgewood, 44, just like Kill. They say it was the Feeney Funeral Home that did his service. Feeney Funeral Home also has the gematria of 74, the reflection of 47, like Masonic, like killing. New York's on the 74th meridian. A lot of headlines like this. The most honest human being. And, you know, your media is controlled by a network of Freemasons and Zionist Jews that work together, that code their headlines together, that maintain the lies and propaganda together. A lot of emphasis on this, him being the most honest man. Couldn't you see a bunch of Masons killing a guy for breaking the oath and then, you know, having a laugh about it, saying he's the most honest man? Most honest man has gematria of 104, like 10-4 message received. So, possibly word to other Masons, you know, wise up, keep your oath secret like it's supposed to be. For all the people who say I'm a Freemason, I mean, how idiotic. How long ago would have I been murdered, you know? And for all the people who say, how come you don't get messed with for doing this work? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know my story? Do you know what's happened to me? A lot's happened to me since I've been putting out this work. I got my whole house ripped off. I lost all my wealth. I lost my business. Soon after that, I started getting harassed by my own police. I ended up getting arrested in my own front yard. Weeding my lawn. Unheard of. I'd never been arrested before in my life. You know? That's what happens when you expose the Freemasonic network, the corrupt police. Next thing you know, you start getting targeted. What happened to me this past year on Christmas Eve? You know, I got threatened before Christmas Eve for something to happen to me Christmas Eve. Then a car crashes through my house. You know what? Because of Washington state law, because of the year my house is built in, and because a car hit it, there's some weird laws in this state. The insurance hardly even had to cover any of the damage. I had to pay a huge chunk of the damage to get my own house repaired, which was driven into on Christmas Eve by supposedly a drunk driver. So people asking me, how come nothing happens to me? I mean, what do you mean? I've been sabotaged. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, been jailed, had my own home partially destroyed, which I have to repay for. You know, all of my message gets suppressed. I don't think there's anyone online, you know, who has more information made about them trying to discredit them. Why is there so much attention trying to discredit me when almost no one even knows who I am? You know, my message is squashed. I'm attacked. I'm lied about. I'm slandered. I have no way to back me up. This Freemason gang's nasty, whether you're inside it or not. But obviously I'm not a Freemason, otherwise they would have chopped my head off a long time ago. I'm spilling all secrets that nobody's ever spilled before. And I only figured it out because I studied so hard for so long to figure out who was, you know, who's the one doing this to us? Who's lying to us every day? Who's feeding us the propaganda and the deception? You know? I've always been good at asking questions and finding answers. So I'll link this post down below. You know, if you're in this family and you're not part of this murder, you know, help do something. So this doesn't have to be the last man thrown from a 47-story building. You know? That might be my fate someday. Headline, Zachary K. Hubbard. Local conspiracy theorist trips on his shoelace and falls 47 floors to his death. You know, I have posts like this going back to 2013 and 14. Remember when all those bankers were flying off roofs? End of 2013, beginning of 2014? There were a lot of those stories. Banker commits suicide from top of roof. Go back and look at the floors. 33 floors, 47 floors, 42 floors. It's always the same Freemason numbers. Until next time, true